morning, my delightful things. Welcome back or welcome to the cavern. Thank you so much to the new subscribers for your support. You're amazing. Really are. It means so much to me. Happy Friday. As you can also see, I changed my look. This is what you'll see going forward with different hairstyles and outfits, of course. I'm also planning on making my own clothing. Most of my outfits have been from the Booth store. I'm also planning on starting my own clothing line. I might actually start selling them on Booth. I haven't decided yet, so maybe I'll also show my creations. I don't know yet. However, since it is Friday, some of you know that means movie reviews. And well, I'm actually doing two today, mostly because I watched Moonage Daydream and I really wanted to share my review of the film because I'm a huge Bowie fan, if you did not know that. Some people disliked the movie and others enjoyed it. Most of the people that didn't seem to like this film were upset that it wasn't a biopic depicting his life from the start of his career to the very end. I'm honestly glad that they didn't because I don't think that they would have done it right. David Bowie isn't alive to offer guidance or to clarify things. So people have their own ideas about him that I think would skew the film in that direction, whatever their idea is of him, and not actually be about him or his true philosophies and ideals. So Moonage Daydream for me was perfect. It depicted his career through interviews and really captured him as a person. I liked how it focused on his philosophies about life and even death, along with sexualities, society, religion, spirituality. The director also showed his life through tours, music videos, and movie scenes from films he was in, which I thought was really well done. I absolutely loved this movie, and I'm probably going to own it. From the movie, my husband actually said that Bowie seemed like a very lonely man, and I got that too. It seemed like he was very lonely. It seemed like his childhood was not very nurturing. His parents weren't very loving or affectionate, and that could have played a role in that. He also painted, which I never knew. I did not know he was an artist. And I think that's really cool. I like to paint as well. And he was inspired by Kabuki theater, which I think is really cool because I've seen it at a couple shows, not in person, but I've seen them on YouTube and things, and it is pretty cool. But many of the paintings that he did were people in isolation. And it seemed like Bowie would rather be alone than around a bunch of people. I'm actually like that too. I'm an introvert. I'd rather be alone than with a huge group of people. Not that I can't be with a huge group of people, because I can. I don't have social anxiety. I do, but I don't. I can be in like a concert or amusement park. Other people have a harder time in those situations than I do. Uh, but I don't like being around people. I don't know if that makes sense. That's probably because I was bullied growing up. It was hard for me to trust people because when I did trust people, I got backstabbed. My friends in high school, although I thought they were friends, we don't talk at all. We never kept in touch. And some of them actually turned on me when they learned who I was really like. The true me. They didn't exactly approve. And that's why I don't really like how we're kind of shoved into these situations with people, and you're kind of friends out of convenience, not because you actually like each other, kind of deal. That's just me. What I think. But back to Bowie. He also stated that he enjoyed pushing himself to do things that made him uncomfortable, like living in LA, which he hated the city. I'm surprised he lived there for 2 years, to be honest. And I'm not that, I don't have the courage to do what he did. Uh, but I think it's pretty amazing that he could do that. Live somewhere you can't stand for that long. Some people have actually asked why I'm a Bowie fan, why he's one of my favorite musicians. And it's honestly because of his ability to change with the times. I'm pretty much a 90s kid. I was born in 88, but it's near the end of the 80s. I grew up pretty much in the beginning of the 90s, so I'm a 90s kid. So I didn't really grow up with David Bowie because he started in the late 60s. I believe 69. Somewhere around there. The first time I ever saw him was in Labyrinth, and that has been my favorite movie since childhood. I was 5 when I first saw the film. It was on Disney late one night, and I begged my dad to tape it. And the whole reason was because I had to go to bed. I couldn't stay up and watch it. So when I did finally see the movie, I actually watched it so much that I ruined the VHS tape. And we had to tape it again. And that time my mother taped over it, probably because she was sick of me watching it on repeat. I found David Bowie magical as a kid. His music was different from the music I grew up with. His look, everything about him was like this magical man. My dad played a lot of the oldies when I was a kid. I grew up with Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, Black Sabbath, and Pink Floyd. My mom would listen to Poison, Foreigner, Journey, Van Halen, and things like that. So hearing David Bowie's sound was very different along with his look, his style. I instantly fell in love. He was so unique and different. I think it resonated with me because I was always the odd duck in the group. I never quite fit in with people. I always went against what was deemed acceptable or normal. Kind of like him, which I idolize. I think there's so much pressure to be in this cookie cutter that it's smothering at times. It would be so much easier if we were just ourselves without any fear of society or our peers, what others think of us. For those of you that have seen this movie, what did you think? Are you a Bowie fan or not? Let me know in the comments and share what led you to being a David Bowie fan, if you are one. What made you a fan? Was it his music or his style? I think I'm more of a David Bowie fan now since I saw Moonage Daydream because his philosophy actually is pretty much in line with what I think. So yeah, and I understand the whole wanting to be alone. I actually am more comfortable that way. It actually does make a lot of people uncomfortable when you tell them that you'd rather be alone than with a whole bunch of people or surrounded by a bunch of people. I'm happy with my family and my like little close-knit group, and that's it. I'm happy with that. That's good for me. I don't need anything else. Later tonight, I'll be reviewing Nosferatu, the Vampire, and Tuesday, I'll continue Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I hate how long the side quests are taking, but we'll get through it and maybe find some killer loot. I'm hoping. If you don't want to miss the upcoming content, click the bell icon to never miss an upload. Have a fabulous weekend and take care until next time. Bye, everyone.